All right, welcome to Crossroads Sports, the weekend update, not the normal show. This is the weekend update. There's been a lot happening over the last 4 or 5 days since we've been on. John,
Absolutely.
happy gold medal winning Sunday to you and the rest of the United States.
Oh man, yeah, I mean, as I guess as media eyes wars kind of not necessarily a war, but saying between what the NBA and the Olympics, man, like so Olympics have been even the Winter Olympics, man. I know not necessarily something that the United States is kind of just goes and gets a saying a truckload of gold medals or silver medals, man. But even saying small wins like this, um, that the United States gets, saying especially in a sport that yes, saying the NHL is based here and all those things, man. But all these other teams play hockey like year round. Saying like they play baseball in South America, man. So to walk out with a victory on the women's side and to walk out a victory on the men's side, and saying from a hockey standpoint, Winter Olympics standpoint, man, is nothing but awesome.
Canadians are pissed, by the way, completely pissed. All the things
That's
I'm seeing on timelines,
that's their
well, the
national sport, man.
better team didn't win. The U.S. goalie saved us. The refs didn't call too many men on ice. 3-on-3 overtime is stupid. America is bully. Uh,
Oh wow.
Somebody even mentioned to my mentions Tate McRae is a traitor. Like, come on, man! Like we're grasping for straws. We going to Tate McRae?
Yeah, that's just fandom mixed in with
Oh,
blind
but
patriotism,
no,
man. But like, nah, man, the hockey has been served up, man. If any, so I think there's probably, I bet you there's probably more eyes, American eyes on that particular than any other event, and not just because I know some Americans have been, saying of course, we talk about
right.
ice skating. We talk about ice skating, but I know we've had at least they've been at least say the top five or so when it comes to like bobsledding and all those things. But like man, because Germany and everybody else in Europe kicks their ass at that. Sorry, y'all. What I'm saying? That's just how it is, man. But uh, I Brandon, honestly, I've watched it. I turn it on at my after school program for the kids to kind of like absorb and watch, man.
Yeah.
Obviously they got great stories when you talk about the Olympics, man. The backstories that kind of come to how these athletes get to this point, man. But you know, they it ain't the Summer Olympics, so the gold racking is not necessarily up there just yet.
Um, as Jonathan says, it's a basketball world that we just living in. Uh, let's dive in. Let's go college basketball first. We've had a very eventful week, college basketball. First, we'll start out from early in the week. We'll talk Purdue because it kind of goes into the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue at home, Michigan thoroughly dominated the Boilermakers in that game. Um, Start to finish, Purdue got in their spurt where they just can't score with like 5, 6 minute spurts in these games where they couldn't score. End up losing, makes it look a little nicer. A loss of West Lafayette by 11 or so to Dusty May, Michigan. Michigan looked like a perennial, looks like a perennial Final Four team, still does,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Purdue had a huge, much needed bounce back against the Hoosiers on Friday night. Your boy Fletcher Lawyer, Omar Mayer, finally the freshman coming in, be able to put up 18 points.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue gets the largest win in rivalry history there by 29 on Friday night. So all is right there for the Boilermakers. Then they had a little bit of help over the weekend. They were number 8 seed overall. The brackets came out for the top seeds. They were a 3 seed in the West, which when we get to that, I loved that placement. I know it's going to change because so much has happened over the weekend that's changed it. But I kind of love that Arizona, and then it was who was in that region? Gosh dang it, I got my paper here somewhere. It was Arizona. They were 2 seed. Arizona, Purdue, Gonzaga, Michigan State. I loved that for Purdue, kind of where that was sitting the mat there. But yeah, man. And then Michigan. Well, let's talk real quick. I guess Purdue, Indiana, and Purdue throughout the week. Your thoughts?
Just we're gonna pick on guys on the Purdue side. Clough did not show up in the Michigan game. Um, good bounce back, and but he's not necessarily the he's not necessarily the glue guy. He's not necessarily the glue guy that that they need to step up. Like you said, Fresher Lawyer in the IU game. You know what I'm saying? That's the expectation. That's the level of expectation that they want out of him. Not necessarily in the IU game, but kind of going further. Other guys also had better games versus with the tape they kind of put out there against Michigan. Michigan's just a bad matchup, particularly for anybody, man. Last night's game kind of showed you, man. That was like, damn, man, we got the Final Four. I was like, bro, we got the Final Four already.
Literally. Top 14 country are playing each other.
Man. So, those coaches will probably use, I'm saying, the winning coach and the losing coach. They'll definitely use that to kind of build on how they need to manage and go through the tournament. You still got to believe that Michigan is still lead dog when it comes to the Big Ten.
That loss is going to help them in the long run, I feel.
I'm not a proponent of that, saying losing helps you. But again, like I said, they'll use that. Cadeau didn't necessarily have the best game. It was on a neutral court, but some of the calls went definitely Duke's way. When you go back and look at the tape, yeah, the goaltending was horrible. But even then, Duke's still up. But then that still puts Michigan at a different
right.
Like, what are they going to do when they go down there and try to score? So, but like, no, there's nobody. Don't hang your head just yet, folks. Remember, Michigan is still the team that beat Gonzaga by 30. And it, like I said last week, it took Wisconsin 15 threes to beat them. So you're going to have to be on your best day, brother. As the great Ric Flair said 100,000 years ago, to beat them. When you look at the field, though, Brandon, the field of teams is just wildly like the style. It's going to be a style clash, and it's talent rich out here, man. Especially with teams that are winning right now when it's important to win. I want to put emphasis on that right now. If I know last week I still said Houston looked like a Final Four team, but if I said that right, if I had you ask me right now, does Houston get to the Final Four? I don't know if they get to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? Coming off 2 losses, two you know what I'm saying, elite teams. So again, some kind of question marks around there, but you know what I'm saying, you throw out the other teams that are out there in the field. Iowa State, again, I go back to Wisconsin, I go back to Illinois, who took a tough one, took a tough loss, you know what I'm saying, up 21, so obviously they just stopped playing and
Florida.
taking the game seriously. But Florida, he took the win out of my pack. But yeah, Florida, who's playing better right now. And even, some of these other, Brandon Reeve, don't lose your mind when I say this.
I know you're going to say.
Virginia's out here. Yeah, I know. Fastball special. Virginia's out here. Ain't lost but
3.
22. Come on, man. So that should be concerning for
what about the 25-3 UConn Huskies?
The UConn's got elite shooting. I know. I would automatically to my breakdown. UConn's got elite shooting. What I do kind of concern myself is when the matchup kind of comes for them against more athletic or even a taller team like a Michigan or like I said, more athletic team like Arkansas. What does that kind of look like for them? But no, there's no reason why nobody should think that UConn couldn't get to, the Final Four as well. But no, man, the field is there's still probably only 4 to 6 teams that probably can still win it all. But the field, I still feel the field is still wide open.
I will say I want to see even with topping out with the ACL injury, I want to see how this last 2 weeks of the season Texas Tech plays, because I still think they got a shot to be a Sweet 16 team. I really do.
They actually have some pretty decent players, man. You know what I'm saying? Just besides Toppin, he was just the the magnifying, the one that kind of pulled everything together, because he was a guy that was probably in the first round last year of the NBA draft and decided to come back to school to reap some NIL benefits and to get a better look at the draft. You know what I'm saying? But that team showing, I watched them, start to finish a couple weeks ago. I watched them definitely start to finish yesterday. I kind of wanted to see what Kansas State had and why they fired Jerome Tang. I see. Well, hey man, they got a team of just like IU did, built a team of Power 4, Power 5 players, man. Those pieces don't necessarily fit, and they are bad defensively. All those things.
They've got road games left at number 6 Iowa State and at BYU. Those are the last 2 road games. So we're going to see kind of without a Toppin where Texas Tech is as we go into that conference tournament, and then just how far we think they really can go. Like I said, I think their ceiling is probably Sweet 16 now.
Yeah, I just hope they don't get jerked on their seating. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes,
Well,
they do
here's
that
the
in
thing.
football. They do that in football. They haven't
The
necessarily done it in
committee
basketball.
yesterday, the committee yesterday said, well, they initially had them as a 3 seed line on Wednesday when the injury happened, and through the injury and stuff, they ended up putting them as the 4 seed, the number 13th ranked team overall. So they fell back a seed line with the injury, so they're still giving them some respect there to that nature. So, but I was curious how much of a seed line they would drop. So it was perfect. It's starting to feel like March. It's starting to feel like bracketology because we had our top 16 seeds overall. You had Michigan in the Midwest as the number 1 overall seed at the time. Duke was 2. Arizona was 3, and Iowa State was 4. And they had them in over. I was surprised it was in over Houston, which obviously Houston lost to their game yesterday to Arizona. But Houston was actually 6. The 5th best team they had was UConn, John. And they had UConn as the 4th number 1 until they lost to Creighton. I was shocked that they were the 4th number 1 seed overall until they lost to Creighton. I really thought it was going to be Houston or Iowa State over UConn.
I hope, because I am pro Mac. Brandon Reed's pro Mac too. I don't want to just put all the glory on me.
Come on now.
Brandon pro. I hope they don't jerk the homies as well. The Red Hawks out of Miami. I hope they don't jerk them, man. 27-0 right now. There's never necessarily been a team that's a 30-win team that's been left out of a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Even if they lose a conference, you know what I'm saying, a MAC tournament game, they still should make the tournament. But I hope, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying, they tell me even if they win everything, that they're the best they can be is a 10 seed. That's crazy.
The Joey Buckets has came out with his latest bracketology this morning after the changes have been made. Still in the Midwest, number 1 seed overall is still Michigan over Duke. I think a little bit of strength of schedule has got a little bit to do with that. So Michigan, they still have as the overall number 1 seed. Duke, number 1 in the East. Looking at some of these teams, Virginia, they have them as a 4 seed, John, in the Midwest. Michigan State as a 4 seed in the East. Vanderbilt as a 5 overall. Texas Tech he has as a 3. Kansas he has as a 3, and they just shit the bed yesterday against Cincinnati. What does Anthony Richardson and Darren Peterson have in common, John?
DMP.
Tapping out, baby. I sent you that video. I was of him trying 2 minutes to go in a close game, and you looking back at your coach asking to be taken out of the game, and you have a turnover. The guys throw the ball at you, and you just.
Man, it's almost got like Imani Bates vibes to me, man. It's just bad vibes, man. Because as an athlete, there's always going to be a contract in front of you. There's always going to be a contract in front of you, whether you're 19 or 39 or 40. You know what I'm saying? If you get to play LeBron, right? There's always going to be a contract in front of you. And if I guess, man, the intel says there was actually an injury at one point, Brandon, where he actually had a hamstring scare. Okay,
right.
So if that's the case, like you nursing this injury, either sit and if that's the case, just sit and then let it heal up. If you don't want to be with the team, then just separate yourself from the team. I think those are 2 separate issues. But it sounds like though, Brandon, if those 2 things happen, that whatever NIL is paying, the Kansas is paying him, he won't be having that, and so he'll have to wait to get the big bag on lottery day. So you know, what I'm saying, some decisions got to be made. That's all. Some big boy adult decisions need to be made. Because last night, there's no reason, there's no way, and I know Cincinnati was on a win streak coming in. There's no reason on God's green earth that the Cincinnati Bearcats, who's on that team? Is the homie, is Edge's son still on the team? I don't know. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So who's on that team? Floyd Beganga put up a pretty good stat line, but by that time they were down. You know what I'm saying? So much, man. His stat line didn't matter. They didn't trust him, and when it was time for him to do his Darren Peterson thing, like he is over in the wing, standing over there like Todd Leary. pre-criminal trial Larry. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, no, man, he was not. He played 30 minutes. Was not spectacular. 1 assist. That's terrible for a guard position. I don't care. I don't care. And yeah, he had 17 points. So he just kind of put out an audition tape. That's what it sounds like. And Kansas lost to a team they should have never lost to ever.
You can tell from Bill Self that he's over it, based on some of his just the facial reactions. This is the type of team, John. They're going to get into the NCAA tournament as a 3 seed, maybe a 4 seed. I think they escape the first game, and then I think second game they lose. I think they lose in the round of 32. Go ahead and clip that. I think Kansas loses the round of 32 game. And then shit's going to come out afterwards. Teammates are going to start speaking up. Oh, my God, this is a horrible season. This is what this dude did. I think then teammates will start talking because it's going to get out about that. And right now, Self's doing a good job just kind of absorbing it. And then once the season's over and you losing that round of 32 game, I think that's when the levee breaks.
I had a dream that he tapped out of the tournament. Before the tournament, he's like, I'm not going to play.
Oh, well, he could. He very well could. Somebody told me, well, no, he'll play the entire tournament. That's getting too close to the draft, man. He ain't gonna do that. No
nah.
way.
I had a dream, man. Nightmare.
So it's scary with them in Kansas, just kind of where they're sitting at with it all. I'm looking at UConn. UConn they have as a 2 seed, Iowa State, and then the other one, South. Houston is the 1, which that'll make some movement. Arizona is the 1 in the West. The Boilermakers is a 2 seed. Illinois is a 2 seed. Illinois with a crazy game I watched last night against UCLA. UCLA down big, and I was roasting Mick Cronin. I said Mick Cronin was there are people rolling over their graves that wore that UCLA uniform. The embarrassment that this guy is bringing to that university.
They allow it, Brandon. That's all I can say, man. I can't even get into the Mick Cronin sound bites, though they are entertaining. And you want to go back.
Are you raising your voice to me?
Yeah, are you raising your voice to me? Brandon, did we get clearance? Did we get media clearance yet for the Big Ten basketball championship?
Well, the good news, the tournament's not here this year. It's in Chicago. So,
all right, man, we'll get funding. I'll figure out a way, man. We'll get funding. We got to get there, man.
You want to talk to Coach?
I want to talk to Cronin.
Oh boy, what do you want to tell him?
Well, it depends, man. It depends. Like, I don't just want to make a whole trip just to talk to Cronin because they probably ain't gonna be there that long. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna raise your voice at him?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
I'm talking to you. Imagine that clip. If it was you asking that question and he came back at you.
There ain't nobody else I could be talking to. I might go Robert De Niro taxi driver. There ain't nobody else I could be talking to. You bald head ass.
He said, I just think he's a tryhard. Man, if you're that miserable, just resign. If you're that miserable.
I wonder what Midwest school go come open. Maybe he'll take it.
Ball State.
Uh-oh.
Then he
can come back to then he can be the family. He can be part of the family. Absolutely. Come to Ball State, Big Cronin.
That's right. I need you to you sometimes have that soothing voice, the voice of reason, to calm fan bases down sometimes.
Who's losing their mind?
Can we get some love to Big Blue Nation? Mark Pope says, I don't give a damn if I get fined. We were robbed of that game last night in Auburn.
It's too much. Well, you know what? Listen, Auburn, my guy.
You ain't an Auburn guy either.
Yeah, my guy then went to a couple coaching conferences, man. Or he got his dad on speed dial, and he's telling him through an earpiece like what to run. Because Auburn has played a little bit better. The Pettiford kid, I might be a little interested in if I needed a point guard. I really would. I'm not talking about for the Pacers. I'm just talking about, you know what I'm saying, for the next level, but next year. So, but like Blake Blue Nation, man, it's a lot of pressure coaching that. It's a lot of pressure coaching that gig. We know this from Tubby to Patino to Calipari, man, who only got one champion his damn self, man. So the Mark Pope era, it sounds like it's gonna be a little bit tumultuous, man. Especially being an alumni, especially him wanting it. He probably wants it just as much. You know what I'm saying? You kind of look at, if you pivot, kind of look at Penny Hardaway in a similar situation, man. Kind of leaving it out there, man. He's crying, or not crying in the whining part, but he's leaving it emotionally out there and they didn't beat South Florida, man. Brandon don't who cares about Memphis? Like, man, he was putting it out there, man. So because of and also because of the tough season. So Pope, you know what I'm saying? They, like I said, Kentucky don't hold nothing back. They know they got you know what I'm saying, that the NIL cachet is Wazoo fabulous. It kind of speaks to like who they didn't get. They really wanted Braden Smith in the offseason to kind of be a point guard, you know what I'm saying, to kind of bring all this together. I think that's what they kind of missed. They're missing, you know what I'm saying, a point guard. And like I said, Pope is not necessarily a bad coach, but he hasn't necessarily got in like the direction of what he's needed out of the guards that he does have. But that's kind of where Kentucky is at, man. They don't, if you don't have good guard play, you know what I'm saying, you will not win in that league at all.
I had a premonition, and this can be clipped, and hopefully it comes true. First round matchup, 6-11, John. You've got the 6 seed BYU with AJ DeBancia versus the 11 seed Miami, Ohio, undefeated Redhawks. BYU versus Miami, 6-11 game. Woo, baby, I can see some upsets brewing.
That could be an upset brewing, man, because Miami's not, you know what I'm saying, Coach Lex, you know what I'm saying, Coach Steele.
Clip it.
I'm just gonna Coach, you know what I'm saying, Miami, the university has already kind of came out and said they want to retain Coach Steele and also give resources, you know what I'm saying, to those players, man. A lot of Indiana talent, a lot of Ohio talent on that Red Hawks team, a lot of talent that unfortunately made its way out of Indiana. But like I said, they work on something special. When you talking about if they got to play AJ DeBonster, man, he'll probably, you know what I'm saying, that's a good team versus good team. DeBonster could potentially have 40 in that game, but I wouldn't necessarily count out the Redbirds, man. They'll go Derek Bird on you, and you'll lose that game.
Your boy got crazy this weekend. Derek Bird over there with Schertz's squad.
They had a little VCU. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, a little hot. Everybody's,
getting shoulder block at the end of the game.
Yeah, they were getting blown out. They was getting blown out, man. And Kareem Abdul, he had to start separating people. Josh Schertz in there, mixing it up with coaches and players, man. St. Louis is gonna get to the turn. St. Louis is gonna get to the turn. Probably get, I don't know, probably another 8, 9 seed. But there'll be some upset makers with them for sure.
Indiana Hoosiers, John, 17-10, 2-10 against quad one. Their net is a 36. That's right now kind of that 9 seed ish. Do you think they get in with what they've got so far?
Still in, really could solidify everything if you get 3 more wins. I know you're clawing, but you could really solidify, and that's including a Big Ten tournament win, but really consider, solidify everything with 3 more wins. Not a bad team, just not a great team.
Yeah, let's go through real quick. Let me bring up their schedule. Yeah, 2-10 against quad one's not the greatest. They've got get right game. They've got 3 of their last 4 games are at home, so that helps them to that nature. Mm-hmm. Home against Northwestern, home against Michigan State. That's the big one you need. That would be the sealer, I think, if you can get them at home. Then you're home against Minnesota, and then you're at Ohio State. Ohio State, that might be the game before the game. That's the last game before the conference tournament. But 17-9, net 37. You're right there in the same net. You're 36 net, they're 37 net. You're right there with them on this. So I think this is the one where you gotta. I think the Michigan State one and then the Ohio State game, those are 2 of the big ones you have left as Indiana Hoosier.
And do not come out flat on against Northwestern, because if you do, they can and will beat you. Minnesota should be, everybody should be betting on IU. How about that? If Minnesota beats IU, there's craziness to it. But like, nah, man, win those games, man. IU should be in.
Purdue at home against Michigan State on Thursday. So they have a week off. So they don't play until Thursday against Michigan State at home. Then they're at Ohio State, at Northwestern, home against a red-hot Wisconsin team for senior day.
It's going to be a tough out, man. It's going to be enjoyable to watch, man.
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about your boys that are just up the street between us here. Butler, 15 and 13, John, sitting at a net of 79. It's not been looking good. They have won their last two games, though. They beat the Georgetown squad on Wednesday during our show. Then they went to Xavier, home against Xavier, beat them by 5. Now they're at Villanova, home against Creighton, at DePaul.
Big breath, man. The truth of me, man.
That's a deep breath.
Big breath, man. Truth of me, man. They not beating Villanova. The DePaul game was going to be a tough out for them, and it would give me the one I missed. This one in the middle
Creighton,
there.
home against Creighton.
Creighton to go Derek Bird on you, man. If you don't have no bigs up front, man, to kind of match. I mean, Jai had a double yesterday, and Philly Bizjack was kind of going crazy, but they were up 21. They let Xavier come back. It was almost like, oh, Dad, you got your 500 win. You know, you need your 501. 501 is like flipping through your fingers. They got it done. Brandon, in order for Butler to get to the NCAA tournament, they got to win. You know, they got to finish at least 5. You know what I'm saying? 500 the last couple games, and then they got to win at least 2 games in the Big East tournament for them to get to the tournament. For them to get to the NCAA tournament.
IU Indies lost 6 of their last 7 games. 4-game losing streak right now. They have a big one Wednesday night, the night of our show. Home game against Campy and Oakland at the Jungle on Wednesday.
That's great. That's great, man. They've already beaten Oakland prior to, man. So
last 3 games of the year all at home. Oakland, New Fort Wayne, and Milwaukee.
Well, you know, Crossroads Sports will be on them sidelines at least one of those games. So they should be there. We'll be in our normal little seats right behind the visitors bench, man. To kind of hear what's kind of going on, man. But I'm like, nah, man. Are you any just finish strong, man? And like I said, build on par next year, man. That's their best outlook for them.
Yeah, camping squad 6:30 in the Jungle on Wednesday night. There for them. And actually, Campy's game, they have a team game today against they're taking on that Milwaukee squad. So also I'd be remiss if I don't say in Indianapolis this week. I know I'm looking at Indiana schools. NFL Combine Week, John, one of my favorite weeks of the year. Combine Week.
Cheers on me, man. Don't do that, man. Brandon Reef, tell the people what was up out there looking at last night. Offensive lineman in the 3rd round. Brandon. Tell them. It was on chat, man. I was looking up this offensive line at Georgia Tech. Kind of reminds you of Quentin Nelson, man. Kind of reminds me of Quentin Nelson, man.
He's getting the draft in.
There's another offensive lineman, man. I meant to ask D-Cot about, man. He was a concussion washout for Alabama, but he's got big play potential. That the coach, again, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the draft. There's names like Mendoza, everybody's gonna know, and the homie Love from Notre Dame. Brandon, he's gonna end up with a good team, maybe even the Chiefs, man. But I can't wait to break down some more draft.
Who you got my Steelers with?
I wanted them to go down and talk to Trinidad Chambliss. They needed to send you know what I'm saying? They needed to send Mike Tomlin down there and be like, hey dude, why are you Ole Miss? This is where you want to be at. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to have him convince this young man to come into the draft, man. But I haven't, Brandon, I'll be honest with you, I haven't necessarily got that far. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers need, if they don't go quarterback this year, it wouldn't be bad. You know what I'm saying? If you thought offense, it wouldn't be bad for them to, you know what I'm saying, look at running back. I know you were kind of pleased with the yeoman work of the running back that you have right now, but it wouldn't be bad to get a star type running back. But they got to start at the trenches, linebacker and offensive line to support the new quarterback that comes in within the next 2 seasons.
You know where I'd like them to go?
Where you want to go?
If they can't, with their pick, I think we got pick 20. I think we're pick 20. So it may be a little late for this guy, but I think getting a second wide receiver in there right now as you're trying to figure out the quarterback role, if it's Rodgers back for one last go around, possibly with McCarthy's offense, but a Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, kind of 6'2", 195.
Brandon, here's what I'll say. If you need a wide receiver, and shame on me, man, I don't have my notes are cluttered. This is like if the Colts lose out on Alec Pierce, I know, Brad, I don't want this clip, but if it gets clipped, the Colts lose out on Alec Pierce, man, it's okay this year. It's okay. You can get a replacement in this
But you rather
draft.
have him than Pittman.
That's you. Brandon Reef has got this open ugliness or a hate for Pittman, but he wants him to be a Pittsburgh Steeler because he knows he's technically a pretty good. He's technically a pretty good possession wide receiver. He just can't get in the end zone worth the dog. Now we already know this, man. But like, no, man. If you expense yourself out of wide receivers, like some teams kind of do this year, this in this draft, you can get you a wide receiver. A good
is
one.
it too much to ask my Steelers in the second round to go out and get Elijah Surratt or Omar Cooper in the second round?
You talking about from IU, Omari Cooper?
Yeah. Pittsburgh get one of those two in the second round.
Brandon, I like how you got him up, but he might be day 3. It's okay. He'll play.
Whoa,
he might be day 3.
Day 3?
Brandon, don't shoot the messenger.
I am shooting the messenger. John,
Don't
I got him on my board.
Not in the first round. He's not a first rounder.
He's not first round, but I got him ranked like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 10th best wide receiver in this draft, and Cooper's 11th.
I might. Okay, I move up. I said day 3. I move up to day 2.
Okay,
day 2.
I will accept that, but
maybe 3, I got my notes. I told you my notes is jumbled, man. I got Kellyon Black's scouting reports in front of me. Kellyon Black is a day 3, day 4 guy. The running back from IU, he's a day 3. It's okay. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Yeah, I love to have a Jordan Tyson, Arizona State wide receiver. I don't think Malachi Lemon would get there to Pittsburgh at 20 until look at that type of route. So, and the mocks I'm seeing still have Pittsburgh taking Tyler Simpson from Alabama at number 20.
Yeah.
Not sure what I think about that yet still. If we can hold out for Trinidad, let's just hold out for Trinidad. Let's do it. My nightmare would be they go with Garrett Nussmeier or Carson Beck. That's my nightmare. But I could see old boy McCarthy, Pittsburgh guy, Pennsylvania strong, going with like a 5th round pick. And we already got Will Howard from Ohio State. And they said, hey, why not add another Big Ten guy? Let's go Drew Aller in the 5th round. I can see that stupid crap coming in over there as well. So yeah, we saw the true Drew Aller this year.
I wouldn't be shocked if McCarthy, pivots to a quarterback for sure.
Telling you.
It ain't gonna be Davio Pega though. It's not gonna be him.
No. Last thing I have on football, John. Tough news last night.
Yep.
Rondale Moore, Purdue Boilermaker, NFLer, Cardinals, Vikings, Falcons, was found dead last night. Young age, 25 years old.
Yep.
A lightning bolt of a player for Purdue. I was at the game on the side. I was in the end zone for Purdue, Ohio State, up against, shout out, former RIP Dwayne Haskins, quarterback on the other side as well. Both those guys now gone, thinking about it. But just seemed like coming back from injuries, tough injuries he had. We don't really know the whole thing, but it sounded like it was a self-inflicting wound last night. So just sucks for everybody, man, for the NFL, for families, the Purdue University, friends and family. It just yeah, man, sucks. Gone way too soon.
Yeah, we were all, to just kind of let everybody know, me, Brandon Reef, and the guys over the Game Time podcast kind of share a chat line of like the daily sports, like kind of like our opinions and whatnot. And when that kind of news kind of came across, I didn't want to talk no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Not to get too emotional. I didn't. I said a prayer for him and his family, and I hope the Lord lets him in. I also want to make sure that people understand that, you know what I'm saying, life comes with ups and downs, even in with your career and whatnot, even what you think you're supposed to be into. But like, it's another day. Excuse me, it's another day. You can get to the next day. I promise you. There's something else. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you believe in, I believe in God. Right? So though there's the next day. You don't have to end your life. If that's what happened, you don't have to end your life because your football career or your whoever left you or your dog died or whatever. You don't have to end your life due to depression. But what I'm saying, we have to, like I said, you have to check on your friends and your family. And what I'm saying, nobody's all gonna tell you that they're depressed or whatever, thing like that. But it's just a lot of things. I obviously you hate hearing it, but like I
Yep.
said, man, continue to keep the Moore family, the Purdue family, uplifted in your prayers. We sure will.
Um, yeah, RIP Rondell Moore. Switching over to NBA, last thing we have, John. Hey, man, I know this is going to bring you back to the days where JB had the two high tube socks, the short shorts. Tonight, 6 o'clock,
Last week
Celtics, Lakers on NBC with the round ball rock playing.
with it.
NBA back in full swing now, John. Hey, Luca versus Jalen. Well, I think that's going to be great, regardless of what players are out there on that core. LeBron out there with what's left of him. Uh, Pacers lost to the Wizards. Hashtag trust the process. We've completed the process against the Wizards with both losses there that we need. A big middle finger basically to Adam Silver in the NBA on this new. They're trying to move the goalposts with this tanking stuff now, John, and some of the possibilities, just regardless. And I know our boy Isaiah on Game Time, I had to almost calm him down, say breathe a little bit, grab that Snickers
Yeah,
because he was just going ham.
I, I want to remind everybody, and I'm anti-tank too. I want to be the fix. I also would like to complain. The owners, if when the ownership ain't saying nothing about it, then what I'm saying, your fandom is kind of, what I'm saying, your fandom's, your hands is kind of tied, man. So a lot of owners tell their teams to tank so that they can get a quicker path to the draft or whatever. So that's just kind of how I see it. It's kind of on Adam Silver to manage all of this, and he's at least the last 4 seasons he's been a piss poor manager of the lottery system and however you feel about whatever little gimmicky, not my words, whatever little gimmicky, what I'm saying, whether it be the tournament, the in-season tournament, or even like the picking and choosing, like how we play the All-Star game, which I think this year they found a decent way to play.
Mm-hmm.
But like, nah, man, they're having come to Jesus. I think they're gonna have a come to Jesus moment in the off season, and like they'll know how to better handle this, kind of going further. I don't think a team needs to be penalized. If a team's bad for 2 years in a row, they just bad for 2 years in a row. But
Yeah.
I think we want Adam Silver to be David Stern so bad, and we have to remember that individuals are individuals, and how they manage is how they manage, and they're two different individuals, man. But I think they're gonna get it corrected, man. Don't kick the NBA out of your top 3 just yet. Hell, Major League Baseball is getting kicked out of ESPN.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, man? We're going to go women's sports, which I know it's a touchy subject, John, but
Right. Considering, like, nah, man. I think ESPN is kind of seeing what's gonna. They got to find ulterior programming if the Major League Baseball guys lock out. You know what I'm saying? So they, saying, there's leagues around the world, and also there's sports content around the world that, heck, shame on us, Crossroads Sports don't even talk about. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? The worldwide leader, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever, used to delve into a lot more than just talk shows or shows where we got Stephen A. yelling back and forth or whatever. So sounds like they're going to tap into more of that. As far as women's athletics is concerned, probably going to see more volleyball, definitely going to see more basketball. And if you know what I mean? So I got no issue with it. I guess the other side crowd gonna be like, more women woke women's sports, man, or whatever. But I don't necessarily see it like that. But if because if Major League Baseball gets its act together, man, then this whole little segment probably gets reduced down to like a 30-minute thing, man. So I know what, if Brandon Reef and the homies can find a way to bet on it, then if a women's game, regardless, I guarantee you, it'll get popular.
Right. Exactly. I'll always find a way.
Fever games coming.
Ben
Caitlin Clark.
Matherin has flourished since going to the Clippers, John. 26,
We knew
7
he
and
would.
2, and then 38, 5 and 4. We knew the juggernaut of an offensive scoring machine that he can be. I said onto the Game Time pod, Decott still talking about Pacers. He's down to 98.6% now that we're going to get this top 4 pick. To be honest, like, that's great and all, but and he's like, well, we're going to have everybody back regardless if we get this. But, obviously you traded in Zubac for Miles, his athletic ability, what it was. But I think you're still going to have a problem with that second team finding that prolific scorer from that second unit. Now, he could sit there, and he said earlier today about Jarris Walker. I've seen all I needed to see about Jarris Walker. I think we've hit that ceiling with him. I don't think we're going to get that prolific score. The Pacers will need to find that second unit guy, what Matherin was. And I know you can't keep everybody. I understand that, but there's going to be a big void to fill as well next year, is finding that second bench, that second team scorer.
If the Pacers luck up and get pick 2, pick 3, then the void would be filled, because that means you either got, potentially a Carlos Boozer at the power forward position, center position, or maybe, you take a look at a Caleb Wilson. I know. I ain't thinking about Darren Peterson, Brandon. I'm sorry, man. I'm not thinking about it.
I just saw a picture of him yesterday, John. I'll put it out here real quick.
In a Pacer uniform, it better not. It better not be.
What?
It better not be in a picture in the Pacer uniform.
No. God, no. We ain't putting that in the universe. This one right here, John. This picture speaks volumes. Yesterday, during the checked into the game, that speaks volumes. The team huddling up, and he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Doing his own thing. That game,
and
no soft hands on his hips.
I told you, don't look like he's going to be making the tournament, man. He's going to check out before they even get there.
Is it more of him, or are we talking agents, you think? Do you think it's really him?
I think he's listened to his agents and his representation. Darren, you got it. You're going to be looking at $10 million contract. Kansas probably only gave him 2. I said only. Man, come on, man. This is life-changing money, man. Kansas gave him $2 million, and he's only play 15 minutes a game. Dude, come on, Kawhi Leonard part 2. Come on,
thoughts on the Cavs, man? I saw a nasty throw from Harden to Mitchell. Is this a team we need to watch out for?
You gotta engage, healthy, non-fat Harden, looking for another $30 million contract.
He's back as Slim Harden again.
Him and Donovan Mitchell like playing with one another. What kind of happens once they kind of do? I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be able to beat the Knicks. I don't know. Go ahead.
I just put the buzzer sound on both of us talking about the Cavs because they were supposed to have a premier game today at Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. That's already started.
Yeah.
I just looked at the score. The game started out 25-5 Thunder.
Well, that's what Brandon. Before I got interrupted, I was going to say the winning regular season games against the Kings or any Atlanta Hawks. No disrespect to those teams, but winning games against like a playoff game, the kind of playoff intensity that they had last night against Houston and the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Can Cleveland win games like that? That with what they have right now, that's a question mark for me.
Okay. Looking in the East, Pistons, Celtics, and then the Knicks, Cavs, Raptors, and then Philly. Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and Charlotte are your between Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and Charlotte, and your bottom teams of the Bucks and Bulls, just 2 games back of that. Do you see the Bucks or the Bulls make it into that play-in tournament? I know the Bulls want to stay the hell out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bucks do as well. I was trying to run some NBA draft mocks for them. They got a good chance to potentially get a Wagler out of Illinois or to get some of the lesser but still good names that's coming into this draft, man. So I think they kind of keep out of that. I kind of thought the Bulls had even though they pulled the trigger on a crazy trade, I kind of thought it was too late in the season for them to start thinking about tank. They can't get. I don't think the Bulls can get in the top 10. Maybe the top 10, like 10th, but they can't. They can't get anywhere. It's weird the trade that they did make, but that regards, that's a whole nother show for a whole nother time. But no, that's kind of those teams. They probably won't make the playoffs, whether it be the play-in or not. So yeah.
The play-in for the West is pretty much determined. Memphis is 6 games out of 10th, and they don't have no business wanting to get in there. So Phoenix, Warriors, Clippers, and Portland, that right now is your play-in guys there. look in there. Spurs are hot, 40-16. They've won 8 in a row. I said that. I think that's my Western Conference team right there. That's going to the. I have them going to
Yeah,
the Western Finals against that Thunder squad. I think we're gonna have a hell of a rematch there. My
absolutely.
question for you: Lakers at 34-21, currently tied for fourth with the Rockets for the fourth seed, just a game back of Denver for the 3. I don't see farther than the second round series for the Lakers. Am I wrong for that, or
No, you're not wrong. They would need their offensive team, man. They don't necessarily play defense great, or they play in spots, but their offensive minded team, they would need LeBron James to really turn back the clock. You know what I'm saying? And for Luka to stop being stop bitching. But Reeves is playing incredible. Rui playing incredible. But again, that's a lot of jump shots, Brandon. I ain't told you who's blocking, who's rebounding. You know what I mean?
all right? Aiden. Um, apparently, you get the thing. This is my last thing on tanking.
Yeah.
You get the fines for the Jazz, the fines for the Pacers. Says, hey, you got to play these guys. But the Sacramento Kings, who have lost 16 straight games, just told all their guys, go get surgery. That ain't tanking. Go get
Yeah,
surgery.
yeah. Sabonis is out. They might as well just fire Doug Christie.
Zach
Remember when they
Levine's
fired Mike?
out.
I was told by numerous basketball heads, most of
Uh-oh.
them former athletes, that saying, "Oh, Mike Brown getting fired by Sacramento is probably a good thing, and Doug Christie getting hired, oh, it's great." Man, Doug Christie got the same record me and you got, Brandon. They ain't listening to him. He might well bring that wife of his, man. She's that. Well, they don't know if they still married.
Well, calm down now.
They're still married with that purse. She's swinging that purse. Remember?
I do.
Bring that
What
back,
she also fooling. She was fooling around with somebody too, wasn't she?
man. You brought up the dirt now. Oh, was she messing around
uh,
with Fisher? No. We'll get to it.
that was Barnes. There's somebody else. Doug Christie's. I gotta find. I can't go off the air without knowing this.
We'll
Doug
find out.
Christie's wife.
Oh, he's gonna
She
look it up now.
she
This is
got with
Crossroads
somebody.
Sports.
Yeah, Jackie Christie.
Crossroads
She got
Sports
into
TMZ.
somebody.
The sports smut channel. No.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know. I allegedly was it Chris Webber? I don't know. Somebody there was some drama.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was
a
some drama.
tell-all. 29 years of marriage. I don't know what it was. Something happened.
She was ready to fight after a game. All I know that she's ready to fight. He need to hire her as his assistant manager, as his assistant coach, man. Because the
Yeah,
Kings ain't got
absolutely.
no fight in them at all.
Ooh, she tough. Do you want to
Coach.
preview? We'll bring the graphic up, John. Preview Wednesday's show.
Yeah, so Wednesday show, everybody knows Crossroads Sports. You know what I'm saying? We follow all sports locally and nationally, man. Coach Malin Morrison on Wednesday night will be joining us. Last year, I got her great story, man. When we were covering TBT, she owns the team, the Red Rose Thunder. They were in the different leg of the TBT. They didn't necessarily make it to the Midwest leg, but they were winning some tremendous games, man. She's going to share her story, her coaching story, and she's also a team owner. So she's going to share her story with us on Wednesday. Her son also is her general manager, keeps all the stats. He'll be with be with as well on podcast, man. So like, no, I can't wait, man. I know a lot of people kind of automatically think the NBA is professional basketball and that's it, but like I said, man, professional basketball is all over the world, whether it's United States, Canada, Rwanda, Kenya, go on so forth, man. So, like I said, reach out to her, man. She got a winning program, and like I said, we got her coming on. She's gonna share her story with us. Can't wait.
Yep, looking forward to that. If you're on the East Coast watching us, stay safe on your 3 feet of snow that you're going to be getting from this nor'easter. If you're watching us from Indiana, we appreciate you as well. We want to thank always our sponsor, Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance, as well as Thomas and Reed Insurance LLC, or Thomas and Reed. We want to thank them as well. Great sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to power our show that we do every week. Conversation always continues on Twitter and on Facebook. Myself and John will be chatting it up on there. We got NASCAR later today at 3:00 from Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1 hour. So looking forward to that. And then obviously we'll have our show on Wednesday night with Coach Morrison. Looking forward to having her on. Yeah, man. Anything else, John, before we go?
Nope. Just everybody, thanks for watching. And like I said, follow us on all socials, YouTube, Facebook, and definitely keep on checking on the Instagram story.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday. See ya.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.